Have you ever been humiliated? I hope not. It's not fun. That's one of our words today from our story that if you practice it after this video, it will make your English 10 times better. This is part 1 from our weekly story lesson series where we'll learn all the juicy words and phrases from an authentic, native level English story. Also, at the end of this video, I'm going to give you a 5-day practice plan that you can use until the next video goes live. All right, no more talking. Let's get listening. So humiliated.
I've never been so humiliated in my entire life.
Come on, Allie. It wasn't that bad.
Not that bad? Not that bad. You're kidding.
At least Jeremy wasn't there.
At this point, I wish all I had to worry about was being embarrassed in front of Jeremy. Instead, I'm stuck with this disaster.
Okay. So you spilled a little juice on the company's CEO.
A little? I dumped an entire glass full on Jordan. Twice! What kind of blockhead does that?
You're not a blockhead. You were just frazzled. It happens to the best of us. It was an honest mistake.
No, doing something stupid once is a mistake. But twice, Brielle? Ugh, that's ridiculous. I will never live this down.
Not true. People are like goldfish. They've got a memory of like 2 seconds. Before you know it, the whole thing will blow over.
I'm not so sure. Our supervisor's face turned into a tomato when he saw what I'd done. He looked like he was ready to bite my head off.
Mr. Donovan was pretty miffed. But Jordan himself was laughing. He seemed to take it pretty well.
That's because when you're the CEO, you can't lose your cool, especially in front of your subordinates. I, on the other hand, am barely keeping it together.
You know what's perfect for a time like this? A little pick-me-up slushy lemonade. What do you say?
Sure. I could use some brain freeze to help me forget tonight.
All right, love, grab your favorite drink, a pen, and a notebook, and let's dive right into this story. Don't worry if you don't understand everything. You will by the end of this video. Let's look at the first line. I've never been so humiliated in my entire life. First off, we have our grammar. I have been, some general thing, some general truth that started in the past and still applies to the present as present perfect tense. So this is I've never been. So this is something that's never happened before. I've never been what? Humiliated. So humiliated is our word. It is very embarrassed, but there's like an extra feeling in humiliation that's different from embarrassment. So embarrassment can just be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened. But humiliation is almost like shame and insult. It's usually caused by something or someone. So someone usually causes humiliation. So we normally say like, the cashier humiliated me in front of everyone in the store when he shouted that my credit card was not working. Maybe they were like, declined, ma'am, it's not working, very loudly or something like that. So that's humiliation. It's embarrassment, but it's like insult and shame. So it's a lot stronger. And the last part of this sentence that's super important is in my entire life. So in my entire life, in my whole life, it's used to exaggerate a lot. And it's just used to mean in the complete whole of all the years of my life. So we often use the phrase, I've never been so in my entire life. So it can be positive and it can be negative. It can be anything. So I've never been so hungry in my entire life. Maybe you were stuck at the airport and everything is closed and you don't have food in your bag. And you're like, oh my gosh, I've never been so hungry in my entire life. Something like that. Or I've never been so angry in my entire life. Maybe someone, crashed into your car or stole your car, something like that, something crazy. knock on wood. But usually we use it to say something has never happened in our life, and it's usually something very strong, of course. Moving on to the next line. Come on, Allie, it wasn't that bad. So we use come on to encourage someone or to disagree gently. So in our sentence, she's disagreeing. It's like, come on, it's not that bad. So it's like, come on, it's okay. Come on, don't do that. Come on, don't be like that. Or come on, let's go. So it can be encouraging or it can be to disagree. In our sentence, we're disagreeing, right? So Brielle, as we learn her name is later, Brielle says it wasn't that bad. Allie is saying it was humiliation. It was terrible. Brielle is saying it's not that bad. So that in this sentence, we use it to make something less strong. So we're saying the bad is not as strong as Allie thinks it is. It's not that bad. So we can say something like, it's not that cold. It's not that hot. Or I'm not that hungry. I can wait. Or your artwork is not that ugly. Hopefully you don't say that to your friend. That's not nice. And then, of course, Allie is not feeling it. She is like, not that bad. Not that bad. You're kidding. So when you repeat something that someone says, it's showing that you disagree with what they just said. So you're in disbelief. You do not believe them. You're like, not that bad. Not that bad. That kind of like, I don't believe you. I can't believe you said that. So if you said to your friend, it's not that ugly, your friend is like, not that ugly. Not that ugly. You're kidding. So the you're kidding goes really well with it because the you're kidding is like, you're joking, right? You're joking. So we say it in a kind of like serious tone. You're kidding. You're kidding. Listen to the way I said it. You're kidding. So it's not like, you're kidding. You have to be careful, right? Because we use it in a joking way too. You can be like, you're going to Japan? You're kidding. It means you're like surprised. But she is surprised here, but she's more upset about it. It's like, you're kidding, right? You're kidding. Okay, so that was the first 5 important words and phrases from the story. Here is your practice plan for the next week as promised. For each day, you have to write a story using all these words and phrases about each of these topics. Now, no cheating, only 1 story per day on 1 topic. That's all, my loves. Keep working hard and I will see you in the skies. Bye!